Hello everyone. In today's session, we will be discussing and demonstrating how we use CloudOps and its benefits to an organization. But first, let's quickly talk about why. It is very difficult to set up hundreds of servers as a result. Organizations generally overspend on resources, leaving a large number of resources unutilized. And the next aspect coming to the monitoring of the servers. Which is another big task to maintain hundreds of servers. In today's modern application landscape, however, there are many cost-efficient ways to handle it and unexpected resources. But most of the industries, what they are looking at, automation of the complete pipeline or the deployment process, and other one is the proactive insights, where they get alerts, alerting systems, monitoring solutions, which gives them proactive insights where they can deal with the uh, errors or else anything whichever comes in it which they can get a proactive insight so that they can resolve before in hand. And the other one is do more with less. With a less number of resources, you can achieve more, which is in hand goes with the automation. With the help of automation, there will be very less number of people to handle the automation, and then you will be deploying in hundreds of servers. And also you will be optimizing the complete resources of your system. So normally these are the things which our industry needs right now. With the help of CloudOps, you can achieve this solution in this single place. So let's deep dive into CloudOps and what things you can take away from this demonstration. Automation of a large scale monitoring solution with proactive insights and multi-cloud platform. So these are the things which you will be taking away from this platform. This tool is completely containerized and can be deployed in any private network or a public network. As you can see in the architecture, it can be deployed in any as an on-prem cloud. It is a multi-cloud environment, or else you can deploy it on your on-premises wherever you require. And right now, once we deploy the CloudOps in your on-prem or cloud, it provides you an UI where you can handle the things from the UI itself, like the deployment, maintenance jobs, and etc. Right now, we are giving an offerings of the following technologies: Postgres, MongoDB, and ELT. And in these technologies, we are offering multiple features such as installation, setup, high availability, backup, maintenance jobs, add or remove replica, rebuild nodes, upgrade to a higher version, adding monitoring and altering to new and existing solution. So these are the few features which I'll be demonstrating in the demo so that you can visualize it. So let's move ahead and go into the demo right away without wasting any more time. This is the UI of the CloudOps where you can integrate your current platform or else whenever the CloudOps is deployed in your private virtual network, either in on-prem or else in the cloud. This is the way your UI looks. And when you get started, you will be having a login option where you need to log in with your email address. Before that, you can even sign up. So once you get registered, then you can easily log into your system and just see all the options or else whatever package you have deployed or else the image which you have pulled from the Docker. According to that, you will be able to get the features enabled. So right now we are offering 4 options, 3 technologies with an other one is a monitoring solution, where one is a Postgres, monitoring, Elastic, and MongoDB, as you can see over here. Let's quickly start with the Postgres. When you click on Postgres, you will be able to see different type of options in the Postgres itself. As I told you before, we are offering installation, backup, add, remove replica, rebuild replica, slave removal, or else replica removal. These are the features which are built and coming sooner, high availability, upgrade, maintenance shop, etc. So let's quickly go ahead and install the first installation. So when you click on the different versions, you will be able to see what are the different options which we are giving, offering, such as the versions of the Postgres from 11 to 14, which is the latest version, and different OS such as Red Hat, CentOS, Rocky Linux, and Ubuntu. These are the other OSs which we are providing right now and mostly commonly used by the users. So let's, as I have told you before, that it's a 6 node cluster which we are going to deploy, and it takes matter of seconds, matter of minutes, so that it will be deployed in your environment without any hassle. And so let's add the first primary IP address, and next enable the streaming replication by adding the other nodes or the replicas in a list format or else comma separated value. Then add your user, what user you want to use to install the complete Postgres in your environment. As I have told you before, we have given the option of the VMware, which is an on-prem or else an cloud. So click on cloud, choose your prem file, upload it. Once it is done, just you need to add the paths or whatever path you want to install, custom paths. By default, you want to have by default, enter those paths, or else you want to have custom path, please enter those things. In this, you need to enter, as I'm using a custom path directory such as archive directory, which is normally a PG archive, most people use, but I have created an archive directory. Another one is the vol directory, which is also directly in vol. Another one is PG log, which is more commonly used. And we are giving you two options, which is streaming application and asynchronous and synchronous. So right now I'm choosing asynchronous, and if you need an observability platform monitoring solution on this particular cluster, then enable yes and give whatever the IP you are required to give. You can deploy it on the same servers, or else you can create a dedicated server for the monitoring itself. Just enter the IP over here and then click register. That's all. It will take you to a newer page where you will be able to see the console of the CloudOps, where you will be able to see all the logs, what has happened, and happening into the complete your environment. And you can see what other things have been installed and whether it has been failed, successful, and everything, whichever logs, so that you can audit your the complete trial of the complete deployment, so that you can visualize. And once it is completed, you will be able to see the next page with all the details, whether what are the applications you have used, what is the master, what is the slave, and whether the monitoring solution has been implemented, such as this, it has not been installed. And here you can see whether it is installed or not, what type of operation you have performed, such as installation, MongoDB, and etc. And you can also see the logs, not only in the previous page, you can also revisit back your audit trails by clicking on the number, where you will be able to see all the logs in your complete things about your cluster, what has been deployed, where it has been deployed, what other things has been changed, and everything. And also, once you come back, you can click on projects and the project list. It will be showing you all the details of the complete things. And also, as I have told you before, you can perform not only on small clusters, a 6 nodes cluster, or else you can perform hundreds of clusters within minutes. And also it is an error free where there is no manual intervention, so there would be no mistakes. That is, it is automated completely. And the next biggest solution problem which we are going to solve is the monitoring part. As you can see, we have already deployed the monitoring solution in the while we are installing the cluster itself. So just click on this. It will take you to a new page and it will ask you to log in. Once it is done, you will just move into the preview of it. Once you go into the managers, you will be able to see this services folder where we are providing multiple types of dashboards, in which you will be able to see multiple dashboards. And if you want to see the complete cluster details, here you can see all the details such as its configuration paths, what is the OS, what is your work memory, shared buffer, what is work process, parallel process, wall size, which are very important for the Postgres people who are working in the DBS. And you can also see whether it is up or down the complete cluster, what is the statements, what are the errors, if there are any errors, and the longest activity, and how many clients are connected. And you can also perform an activity which is the client activity or is the longest activity or the client connections. You can also go ahead and see the logs, how many logs are generating per minute, and what is the directory of the log where you need not to enter into you can directly visit over here and see where it is located. And pg stat statement where you can see all the calls, rows, IO time, the total time, everything, and with the descriptions. And you can also see if there is any log, wait events are happening, any type or deadlocks per minute. If there are anything happening, you will be able to see all the things over here itself. And you can also see the nodes which we have done with this. In the cluster, we have 4 node cluster and one master node. So these are the replications, which are the slave nodes. So you will be able to see the lag time between the replications and everything between the multiple servers. You can also see the wall write, wall directory size, and vacuum maintenance. You can also see the vacuum tables, threshold, checkpoints, and everything. The disk storage space, which is very important for any monitoring solution, where you will have to see what is your disk space and the database size, tables, indexes, temporary files, database, etc. And what are the different types of tables, reading, inserting, updating, deletion, and everything. As this is a new cluster, we don't have any tables and all those things. And you can also see the system resources. What is IO wait time and system users, etc. in this thing. And this is one of the dashboards. You can also explore the other dashboards which are very important to us. And coming to the security compliance, which is one of the most important criteria which will be given by every organization. And so we are providing you an inbuilt dashboard where you need not to create a newer one, such as the database rules, TCP connections, logging details, database users, if there is SSL, what is a certificate and everything, what permissions are given and everything, so that you can see who has the superpower and who doesn't have it. This is one of the most important factor which is required in the complete monitoring solution, or else your maintenance of your servers. And the other one is the bloat report, which is very important to people, where they need to execute commands to just get the information of this. They can perform over here. They can come over here and they can see all the things over here itself. And coming to the replication status, you can also see whether it is what is the replication status, whether it is streaming or not, what if there is any lag, relay lags, sync priority, what type of sync it is. Everything will be reflected over here. minutes of time, you are able to deploy the complete monitoring solution as well as the complete cluster, which is up and running, and it is configured it automatically everything. So you don't have to do anything. You just need to start ingesting the data into the cluster within a matter of time. And also coming to the alert part, where we have configured you the alerts, pre-configuration alerts around 50, in which you will be very interested on very few alerts, such as if the Postgres goes down, or else it is getting restarted multiple times, or else is there any commit rate low, or else the replication lag, which is much very important to the users, where if there is a replication lag, they need to inform very immediately. So we have configured the replication lag also. So these are the few uh, alerts which we have given to the user so that they'll be alerted before in hand and they can solve the issues. So as you can see, this is the option for the Postgres. You can also use MongoDB installation in the same way. You can have Elastic installation also. Let me show you the Elastic also, how easy it is to set up for an Elastic in your own database. You can install your Elastic in few minutes with the same, like the cluster name, the IP address, what is the node role of that master, and what if you want a streaming replication, you can just keep these things. You need TLS if you don't want no bootstrap memory log, everything has been given over here with a custom path, and in along with that you will be able to have log stash, metric bit, heartbeat, file bit, which are required for the Elastic. These are the multiple things which are provided in this. And coming to the MongoDB, also has the same installation, backup, add, rebuild, and MongoDump, where you can take the complete full backup, or else you can take from the MongoDump a particular thing. It has all the same options with the different versions, subversions, which version you want, which subversion you want, what are the different OSs. If you click on this, it will select you the subversions, and what are the multiple, what is your cluster name, if you are needing a cluster name, or else it is a primary, or else you can just give all the details, port number, custom port, IP address, and monitoring solution too. This will help you out in all the ways where a normal DB has to go into the console and solve the errors, which will be done through a CloudOps. This is how we are solving the three major problems, which are automation and massive deployments done in minutes, and we are giving the log audit tray, as well as monitoring, which has proactiveness and alerting system, in which audit and compliance has been given to you. And the last one is multi-cloud environment. You can, as I told you, you can choose on-prem multi-clouds as GCP and Elastic too, using the PEM file or else the PPK file, whichever you can generate through the instances in the cloud. This is the complete demo of the CloudOps. Thank you.